Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Gelder. I'm the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety and Justice for Washington, D.C. We're going to give a quick update this afternoon on where we are with our 3rd Street tunnel closure that we have going on here. Throughout the day today, our crews from DC Water and DDOT and HCMA have been working on what we have behind us, which was a leak that we had within the tunnel that's caused some roadway issues on the southbound side. They've worked through the day, and I'm going to let DC Water go through all of the detail of where they are with the actual leak itself, but to say that we're making good progress today, and we believe that we're going to be able to get some traffic flowing, at least on one side of this, relatively soon. So I'd like to turn this over now to the CEO, David Gaddis for DC Water.
Thank you very much. Again, my name is David Gaddis. I'm the CEO and General Manager of DC Water. Where we're at today, we have narrowed the focus on our leak investigation down to about a 10-foot stick of pipe. It is in a very, very difficult area in the tunnel, so we are using all caution that we can to repair that 8-inch stick of pipe. What's most important here is the safety of all of the employees, make sure that ventilation and all those sort of things are in place for all of the engineers and contractors that are working down here in the tunnel at this point in time. As I said, we will proceed with caution. We are very close to pinpointing the exact location. We're very, very close to that at this point in time, and we definitely want to confirm that and make sure we keep the integrity of the tunnel in place during this construction. As we all know, when you're doing construction, there's things that you can find, so we are trying to be very, very careful in doing what we do on a day-to-day basis. Once we confirm the location of the break, we will be in a better position to determine how long it will take to execute the repair, and we will also bring in DCRA and DDOT and agree on what that repair will be to that break. We continue to work closely again with DDOT, DCRA, Fire and Emergency Management to repair not only the main but to repair the street as well in the tunnel. We expect to complete the activities on the northbound side of the tunnel shortly, as was just stated, and we will be able to. And yesterday, I just want to make sure. Yesterday, we talked about that there was one building at 307K that it was going to take us 8 to 10 hours to get them water back. Well, we were better than that. They had water back in service at about 7 o'clock yesterday, which was fantastic. And they had air conditioning and so forth and so on. So that was the number one thing we wanted to complete yesterday. And today it's about us focusing on the repair of the main. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the key message we want to make sure, as I let our ambulance do their thing, the key message we want to make sure folks understand right now is we are still have a section of the tunnel closed today here between New York Ave and Massachusetts Ave, so to avoid the area here if at all possible. We're going to do everything we can to start opening up sections of the roadway here when we can. Right now, we are hopeful that we could get our northbound side back for tomorrow morning's rush, but that'll remain to be seen on how we do with progress today, and we'll update everybody as we get to there. So any questions?
At this point, how long are we talking for the southbound lanes? Are we talking days longer, or do we know?
So one of the things that we have to do, not only secure the leak and make sure that we stop the water that we have, but then we have a whole roadway assessment that's been done. And the repairs that are going to need to be done to the road bed and the roadway on this side may take us several days to get that into place. We need to make sure that it's safe for people to drive on, and to do that we have to have a good roadway. So we're going to determine that as we get through. But right now, we do know that we're going to have to do some significant work to the roadway once we get the water leak fixed.
And what work had to be done on the northbound side? Was it damage just less so, or what was the problem on the northbound side?
So as you can see behind us here, we're at different elevations and different planes. So much of the water that did come down on the northbound side ran to the southbound side. So we have less damage, actually pretty much no damage. We're still assessing to make sure that it's safe to that roadway on the northbound side, which will allow us to open that up sooner.
And for DC Water, you mentioned how it's a tough situation. For those watching at home, we're like, oh my gosh, how have they not found the exact location yet? If you could just tell us, what is so tricky about getting to where this leak is actually happening?
So a normal break is just right below our feet. and you can usually see the water coming up and those sort of things in a normal break. This break is behind an auxiliary wall in the tunnel. So the tunnel has, the lanes, and then it has an auxiliary wall behind it, and it's tucked in behind that. And so and what makes it tough is we want to keep the integrity of the tunnel, and we want to make sure that not only our people are safe, but then after we've completed our work, that the tunnel is safe to drive through. And so that's what makes it tricky at this point in time.
And with the inspections, last question, have any integrity issues been found so far at all, as far as this could be unsafe to drive or could collapse, anything?
As far as the tunnel is concerned, all of the ones we've done so far have not found any structural integrity issues with the tunnel. Our roadway is a different story. Of course, underneath the roadway, you have concrete and all of that. We need to make sure that that's all where it needs to be. So we're continuing to do that assessment. And it does look like we're going to need to replace some of that concrete and all, and that takes time to cure. So that's longer than just putting pavement down. So those are some of the things we're looking at right now.
Deputy Mayor. Is there any chance that you guys can supply us some photographs, 3 or 4, just so we can see the work in progress?
We can take a look at that.
That would be great.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rogers has a question for you.
Mr. Rogers.
Yes, my community has been affected by this the most. What is y'all going to do in the near future to keep this from happening again?
So, we have, as the mayor mentioned yesterday, Mayor Bowser mentioned, we have an aging infrastructure. We have many folks working right now at Congress to look at how do we improve our infrastructure, and we're looking forward to taking part in those projects.
So, Deputy Mayor, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where was it, because we all are familiar with the Capitol Crossing project, right? The new part versus the old. Where was any of this part of the new infrastructure with the Capitol Crossing project?
So we're still trying to determine, as we are looking for the leak in the pipe, exactly where and how all this came to be. So that investigation is ongoing.
So could it be part of the new, because that we lived for years here with the construction and everything was new. So are you saying potentially that could have been part of the new construction where this is?
We don't believe it's any of the infrastructure of the new construction, but we are looking into everything to make sure that we're crossing all our T's and dotting all our I's and making sure we know exactly what's going on.
So there's a potential. Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody.